Let's take you through the grid for the Mini and Mini Rookie Pre-Final here at the Home of Champions. 10 minutes plus an additional lap. And on pole position, it's going to be Vince van der Hollen that will lead the field from pole. Vic van Kampenhout, his closest competitor, and also countryman alongside on the front row. Jeff Verbeek and Jent Timonen on row number 2. Victor Reutz and Devin Mieta will round out the top 3 rows. Kaan Osler, Jesse Moonen, Maria Roberto, Ryan Rampadarath, Matthias Verreken, Leon Herboz, Tristan Abeels, Dejan Habits, Noah Steyhouder, Sasha Adjabrail and Jack Dupre round out the 17-strong grid. The field making its way through out of turns 8 and 9 at this 1,360-metre circuit. However, number 12 has stopped. Noah Steyhouder from the Netherlands. That is the cut through halfway down the Europalan. So we could be down to 16 runners and riders in this one, I'm afraid. Drivers now heading onto the formation lap. So let's start taking drop scores into account, shall we? Based on their lowest drop scores so far, the ranking in the top 6 is as follows. Vince van der Hollen is effectively leading by 5 points. He's on 162. Vic van Kampenhout 157. Jent Timonen third 147. Jeff Verbeek a further point adrift 146 in fourth. Victor Reutz 143 points and Leon Herboz 132, which means there is a 27-point spread over the top 6. Jesse Moonen and Tristan Abeels at this point in the season are dead level on points. 117 points apiece. So effectively, both are going to come down to the wire when it comes to the championship and when it comes to the grand finals ticket for a Belgian driver. However, we are under starters' orders. Red lights on the gantry here at the Home of Champions. Out of the final corner, revs rise, lights are not out, full start has been called. Race director Martin Leiner sending them around for another 1,360 metres. And at this particular point in the championship season, the best 5 out of 6 results go towards the standings. So it all does depend on what happens next. That is crucial, because whoever is the driver at the sharp end of this is going to be the one that has the advantage. But the pressure could be nigh on almighty heading into the final later on today. The field now at a snail's pace come out of turn number 11. This is where we really get things set up and ready to rock and roll. Crank it up to volume number 11 and let those Rotax Max Evo engines roar to full throttle. Out of the final corner, into the tram lines. This time, we're lights out and underway. Good start by van der Hollen. Vic van Kampenhout loses 2 positions. Oh, but a bit wide there between Jent Timonen and Victor Reutz. Did Vic van Kampenhout manage to get back through for third place? No, not quite. 3 wide coming out of turn number 6. But we did have a change of lead. It was Jeff Verbeek. Now Vic van Kampenhout has got the race lead at the moment. So van der Hollen, 50 points. Vic van Kampenhout, currently 49. Oh, that means that Vic van Kampenhout has got to start working fast. So 55 points for a win, 52 for second, 50 for third. Kampenhout needs more than a fourth place finish in this race. Moonen at the minute, 48 points. Puts him on 195. Jeff Verbeek, currently second, 52. Puts him on 198. Victor Reutz at the moment, 50 points. 193. Leon Herbeau's down in 12th. May be out of the... Well, will still have a mathematical opportunity, but may be clearly out of it. At the moment, well, Jesse Moonen and Leon Herbeau's are 2.5 tenths of a second apart. But in the meantime, well, someone's got on with business. Vic van Kampenhout now up to second. Victor Reutz now third. So let's see. They come across the line. So Jeff Verbeek drops to fourth. Victor Reutz in third. Sorry, in third place. So Vince van der Hollen leads. New fastest lap by the man in second. Vic van Kampenhout, if you might remember. And Karel Pakwe saying, let's go Bran van der Weken, Belgium bullet. That's a nice bit of encouragement there. Also, Jeff Verbeek is being cheered on by Karel Pakwe. So, big thank you to everyone watching on the BNL Karting Series YouTube channel. We will be also broadcasting there for the BNL Karting Series season finale. Round 4 out of 4 next weekend, the 28th and the 29th of September. 23 degrees air temperature, humidity 53%. So it is slightly dropping. No forecasted rain in the immediate future. But Vic van Kampenhout trying to keep his head down at the moment. So Vince van der Hollen leads Vic van Kampenhout by 4.5 tenths of a second. New fastest lap by the driver in third, Victor Reutz, 59.874. Jeff Verbeek now in fourth. Fifth, Jens Moonen. And Leon Herbeau's at the moment running in 12th place. And in the meantime, well, Ryan Rampadarath now currently runs 9th. So Tristan Abeels is currently 14th. And Yesemun at the moment is running. So the advantage in Mini Rookie goes to 4 points at the moment, provisionally as things stand, with Yesemun on 160, including drop scores, Tristan Abeels 156. But Vince van der Hollen is doing everything to try and open up that gap. Because it was 5 points, it's now 8. So Van Kampenhout has got to beat van der Hollen, but that is a tall order based on the fact of what performances I've seen from both drivers. Van der Hollen, for the last 2 races of the season at Kartclub for round 2 of the championship, has won. Van Kampenhout struck early and got a victory at the opening round of the season at Marienborg. Van der Hollen struggled in the final, if I remember correctly. He had an incident that didn't really sit very well with him, but has come back firing. So at the moment, with just under half time to go, Vince van der Hollen leads by 4.36 tenths of a second ahead of Vic van Kampenhout. Victor Reutz rounds out the top 3, closely on the 124's rear bumper. Jeff Verbeek, Jens Moonen, Devon Mieta, Can Osler, Maria Roberto, Ryan Rampadarath, and Jesse Moonen round out the top 10. Matthias Verreken, Leon Herbeau's, Dejan Habits, Tristan Abeels, Sasha Al-Jibrail, and Jacques Depré rounding out the 16 runners. Unfortunately, Noah Stayhouder broke down halfway down the Europalan on the formation lap. So unfortunately, the youngster from the Netherlands unable to make the best of it. So let's see what the difference is between Vince van der Harlen and Vic van Kampenhout. Okay, new fastest lap by 1/1000th. Victor Reutz in third, 59.480. Vic van Kampenhout 1/1000th slower, who in turn was nearly a tenth quicker than Vince van der Harlen. Gap now down to under 3.5 tenths of a second. There is still just over 3.5 minutes, plus that all-important additional lap. Now, the thing is, it's all about composure, it's all about motivation, and how deep you're willing to dig. And I'm not talking about digging out ground. Digging inside yourself and having that extra bit of mental resolve to go, you know what? I can do this. I've done it before. I'll do it again. So now the real fight starts with just over 3 minutes to go. The gap between first and second was just under 3.5 tenths. What is it now? 2.5. So Van Kampenhout per sector is taking time out of the race leader. He is closing. He's bringing Victor Reutz along with him for the ride. Victor Reutz, new fastest lap, 59.395. 4 tenths cover the top three as they go through into turn 6. Here on lap 8. Now it's the all-important drag down the Jutterplan. Van der Harlen has got the waft with him, but Van Kampenhout has got the determination and the intestinal fortitude, more commonly known as the 4-letter word as guts, to go after him. As they say, it's not over until the last checkered flag falls on championship finals day. And that's what we've got right here. So another lap completed. Gap now still 2.5 tenths. There's another little bit of a dig inside himself that Vic van Kampenhout needs to do. But it's also down to the fact of, can he keep the pressure on? Well, considering the fact of the rivalry that these two drivers have had all season long, it's now about the risk versus reward. But you try a desperate move, you could get the wrong outcome. So it's always just about sometimes leaving a little bit in the tank, ready to release that explosive burst of energy when you need it the most. But of course, sometimes if you're locked in a kind of stalemate that we got at the top three, who have been covered by no more than half a second over the last 3 to 4 laps. There's 3 tenths now between first and second, and a new fastest lap by the race leader. The thing is now Vince van der Harlen will be counting down the seconds as if to say, right, okay, I need to go for it. I know I've got the machinery underneath. I've got myself to believe in. It's all about self-belief and confidence in this sport. So the leaders come through turn number 7 for what will be the penultimate time. Well, not the penultimate time. I think we might cross the line and get another 2 laps in. So 24 seconds. We're on lap 10. This could be down to the wire. Yeah, we're very, very tight on time. But Vince van der Harlen leads the field into turn number 12 at 8 seconds. We're going to be close. 5, 4, 3, 2. 2 laps to go. Gap still 0.3. So that means that Vic van Kampenhout has about 2,100 meters to go. And if he does get the move, then all bets are off. So timer has expired here in the Minimax and Mini Rookie pre-final. And Vince van der Harlen still leads, despite the best efforts of the rivals behind him. Through into the final corner, 1,360 metres to circumnavigate, 12 corners. Over the line we go, last lap underway, 3/10 is the gap between first and second. Nice move there by Jeff Verbeek on Jenthemunen. So that is a change for fourth place, which puts Jenthemunen and Jeff Verbeek tied on points. And if it went to count back, if the championship season was to finish as it does now, well, that would mean that Jeff Verbeek would be third in the championship standings. However, Vic van Kampenhout, he's got one attempt at this, but it looks like the 124 is trying to keep pace, but it's not going to be enough in this pre-final. Final corner remains, and out of it comes the 130. It's 2 at Kerpen, and another one. A win in the pre-final here at Genk. Vince van der Hollen takes the win by 0.383 of a second. Ahead of Vic van Kampenhout, and provisionally that extends his points lead after drop scores taken into consideration. 217 points, 8 ahead of the man who finished behind him in second position. Victor Reitz takes third, Jeff Verbeek fourth, Jenthemunen fifth. They're level, third equal apiece, 195. Then we got Can Osler, who again made a nice bit of inroads, took sixth ahead of Devin Yater. Maria Roberto, Ryan Rampadana takes the mini rookie win, ahead of Leon Herbos. Matthias Verreken, Dayan Habits, Jesse Moonen, Tristan Abeels, Sasha Al-Jabrail and Jack Dupre rounding out the finishing order. Noah Stayhouder, unfortunately, retiring on the opening formation lap and didn't even get past the Europalan.